Sorry. We were having a private conversation. We are live, though, for episode 79 of Clash of the Podcast. The voice is hoarse here on Everything Pro Wrestling, but you also have the great tones of Sean Hubbard of Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. When we join our podcast together, we are Clash of the Podcast. If I sound a little funny today, don't dog me. It's just what it is. But I am here. We are going to talk SmackDown. We are going to talk the Bloodline a little bit. We are also going to talk Revolution. I actually took notes on most of the matches, and I'm interested to hear what other people thought of the show and the matchups and totality and everything that we got from it. And last but not least, we're going to pay honor and tribute to Sting.
Yes, sir.
The legend, the icon in pro wrestling. It is much appreciated. And I'm just waiting for Sean to hit me with the line, and we're going to get into this.
Well, I got two things to say. Number one, I had a terrible day at work, but we have to understand that even though we had a terrible day, it could have definitely been worse. So thank you, God, anyway. And as always, for the 79th time in a row, Conrad, my brother from another mother, drop that thing.
Welcome, everyone. Appreciate all of you guys who are up in here. Lots of comments. Big shout out to Joel with the $2 super chat. He said, "Thank God it's Monday. Time for Conrad and Sean." Thank you, Joel.
Joel, we appreciate you, man. Real talk.
Definitely. Thank you so much for that. Quills said, "What up, Conrad, Sean? Chat, your boy Sir Quills is back again to enjoy my two favorite bros, CJ and Hub, for episode 79, the Sting's last match edition of the best podcast in the game, Clash of the Podcast." Thank you.
Quilly.
Quills giving his takes already of the show. Sounds like he enjoyed it a lot. Yeah. Hey, not bad. Guy Will Gamble said, "What's up, everybody? They did Naomi filthy on SmackDown."
They did do Naomi filthy, but I will say this. Guy Will Gamble, we were talking on Instagram today and yesterday. What a fantastic time to be alive. I will see you in July for NCAA 2-5.
Yes, sir. Excited for that game. Also coming out this week, WWE 2K24 for any of you wrestling video game fans out there.
Well, that's what I'm going to be playing until July. Until July. That's what I'll be playing until then.
Hey, them games are so expensive. That's how you got to play them now.
Oh, Conrad, the first time I've ever dropped a bill on a game, I'm almost disappointed in myself, man.
Just be glad you didn't have an N64 back in the day, because that's how much they cost back then too, almost. BJ in the house. What's good, Beach? He said, "I feel like from top to bottom, Revolution was an A+, despite TV being back and forth. Can we objectively say that it's a super rare miss for AEW when it comes to pay-per-views?"
It's a super wait. BJ. Despite TV being back and forth, can we objectively say it's a super rare miss for AEW? Am I reading that correctly?
Yes.
Wow.
He's saying, I agree with BJ. I think the television has been kind of there's a good Dynamite, then there's an okay, then there's a bad Dynamite.
Okay.
Dynamite, it's just on a roller coaster. But the pay-per-views usually aren't bad. I can remember which pay-per-views I felt like were bad at the end.
Fair enough. I respect it.
And not many of them. He said, "Hope y'all are doing well. I'm excited to be back watching along live tonight. Appreciate you,
BJ. We appreciate you, my man."
Deanna said, "When AEW does it right, they do hit it out of the park."
Deanna, you always hit it out the park. Welcome. My only favorite, Vinny. God bless you, bro.
Happy Monday, guys. God bless. Appreciate you, Vinny. Darby ain't wrestling past 40 at this rate. I don't think he cares. Honestly, I just think he's one of those dudes that doesn't care right now.
I mean, here's my thing. That bump, all you have to do is say the bump and we know what you're talking about. The problem is this. The minor gashes, similar to the way people get when they fall on a bunch of tacks, let's say, that was one thing. But there was one on his upper left shoulder where he got a big, major piece of glass like lodged into his shoulder. It was, God bless him. Jeez.
Matt Lopez in the
And
house.
Leezy Fo Sheezy in the building. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hope everyone's having a lovely start to their week. And let's enjoy the best pro wrestling podcast in the game. Matt Lopez, M. Leezy for Sheezy, we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you on social media. God bless you, my G.
All good. BJ explaining himself here a little bit. Clown, welcome. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, yes. McKinney.
Go ahead, Sean. Take that one for me.
Yo, I'm here to talk wrestling with the Fire Live chat and the Earthquake and Typhoon of podcast. I'll take that. They were former tag team champions. Clash of the podcast, and let y'all know the journey of life has pit stops. You just can't stay there. Amen, brother. Amen. We appreciate you. And McKinney got the scoop. Even before you, Conrad, I gave McKinney the scoop. I let him know that at the end of the day, I actually enjoyed SmackDown this past Friday. I was very surprised to hear to say that, but it was actually true. As Conrad might be having a little bit of technical difficulty, so I'm gonna take over for him just for one short second as we start moving forward with the comments. Want to make sure we pull up the proper comments. Hope you guys had a good week. We're definitely feeling good today, and we are going to talk about New York being in the building. Mike Fiesel says, "Oh, there's Conrad back in the building. Welcome back, bro."
Yeah, I don't know. That was a StreamYard issue. I don't know what just happened. It crashed. It said refresh StreamYard.
Oh no! Are you telling me I bought a new computer for no reason? That's the reason why I bought a whole new computer.
Might be. It was definitely StreamYard though.
Oh no, that's bad. I just wasted an undisclosed amount of money.
I'm sorry. Who did you leave off on? Oh,
well, I went to Mike Fiesel in the building. Mike Fiesel in the building. Yeah.
Welcome. I see your comment.
Yes.
Feel better, dog. I'm down myself. Must be something going around. Gotta be, bro.
Prayers up, man. Get well soon. Conrad, of course, I've said this to you a dozen times. Get well soon.
Thank you. Guy Will Gamble's put R.I.P. Virgil. Yes, R.I.P. to Virgil.
Always Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. R.I.P. Virgil. We love you, man. God rest your soul. Condolences to the family. Really cool story about how you came up from nothing, and storyline perspective as well. Went from the bodyguard to winning the $1 million championship. It's a nice story, and gone way too soon. 61 is not old, but God bless.
Yeah, and I think Virgil worked people too. With his age. That was crazy to think. So when he beat the $1 million man, he was 40, but he had people thinking that he was like 30, maybe 29. I'm like, yo, crazy.
Right. Facts.
Black don't crack, baby. That's all I'm gonna say.
There you go. I'm a witness to that. Look at the beard and the hairline and the hair, and just saying. Look, at the end of the day, I am one handsome black man. That's all I can say. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a weight loss journey. Pray for me, bro. I'm trying to follow your lead. But other than that, I am one handsome black man.
I am on the plateau journey. I got to actually try to get this thing moving.
Conrad, you've dropped at least 50 bills since I've met you.
No.
No?
No, not that many. But
okay. All right.
A little bit. Cry me a river, them Punk shots, Renegade L2K says. Come on. Punk was right, is what I learned from last night. Why are we using real glass? Why?
I mean, let's be real. Darby Allin could have really hurt himself.
Could have. I think he did.
Yeah.
He had to get his back stitched up. Like, ugh. The LeBron James 40K episode. I don't know. That's a lot of episodes right there. Maybe in totality, if you add both of ours up, we'll get
Guy Will Gamble, Conrad, chat. Can I tell you how annoyed I am with basketball right now? What I mean by basketball commentary. Let me run this by you real fast. And chat, let me run this by you real fast. Last year, LeBron broke Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record for points, right? Cool. So now he's like, everybody's saying, and the verbiage is what I want to talk about. The verbiage is LeBron James is the first person to score 40,000 points in the NBA. LeBron James is going to be the first person to score every point above Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the NBA. Why are we continuing to celebrate every single time he does? He's going to be the first to score 41,000. He's going to be first to score 42,000. He's going to be first to score 43,000. Why? He's the all-time leading scorer. We don't have to do this anymore, right? Or am I bugging?
I would assume so, but I guess they like those round numbers, maybe. I got nothing.
All right.
I got nothing. I don't know how much longer he's going to want to play. I think he'll play until Bronny gets in there. But,
yes, he will.
Let me go to Matt real quick. I think AEW needs to be on Max or put pay-per-views on Fight, even though I had little issues on Bleacher Report. I know many did.
Oh, boy, did they.
Yeah, I think Fight came through and saved the day again, and I think that if I'm Fight, I'm like, yo, give us this instead of Bleacher Report.
What I'm saying is this, and I'm going to piggyback. I'm only taking Conrad's point and putting the extra light on it. What are we doing? Triller TV /Fight is number one when it comes to streaming in the United States combat sports for everything else. Why are we continuing to have this dance? Just put it on Triller.
I have a reason.
Okay.
But it's political.
Okay.
Bleacher Report is owned by Warner Brothers Discovery.
Uh-huh.
So they want it, but that was an app that they were using for like soccer. It didn't really have much use before this.
Right.
AEW gets super popular now when it doesn't work. Uh-oh.
There you go.
SpaghettiOs.
Good point.
And that's what happens. Quills, nice to know that you are still enjoying yourself at WrestleMania 3. I love that background, though. Love it.
I got to switch it up, though. 2 weeks in a row is enough. I got to think of something else.
Yeah, you got to go to a different WrestleMania. You got to be at a different location.
Yep.
John G in the house. Conrad and Sean. Respect, John. Appreciate
John G.
you.
JG. I like JG better. JG is everybody gets a nickname. JG, welcome.
Yes. Eric Douglas is in the house. Appreciate you, Eric. I'm just trying to see if there's anybody that we missed so far. I see people excited about 2K. Darby is climbing Mount Everest soon. Pray for that, man.
Yeah.
Matt says, thank you. God bless you, Sean and Conrad. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. SmackDown love from Sean. Hey.
It pained me to tell the truth, but I'm always going to keep it real. It was a good show.
Sonny, they made a PSA in Phoenix using the Rock's promo, Just Say No.
Wow, that's funny. That's funny.
That's great. That's great. Pro Wrestling Shoot in the house. If you guys haven't, man, make sure you guys go check them out. I'm going to put their chat or their YouTube channel over here. You guys, they're going to be playing 2K24, I think possibly tonight or tomorrow. So make sure you check them out for their live streams and stuff like that regarding 2K. I'll be playing it also maybe tomorrow for a little bit. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to stream right away, but let's see here. He loses on milestone nights, not the GOAT. I wouldn't say LeBron. Hey, I don't know, man. I've watched Jordan and him play. Jordan's the man still to me, but
the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan. Nobody can tell me different.
I don't care about that push off. He made the bucket. That's what matters.
Yep.
Jocelyn in the house. What's good, Jocelyn?
Hi, Jocelyn.
Deanna, not a fan of the basketball. Conrad is correct. Appreciate you, family. John G, I think we've caught up to everybody here. Let's get into some wrestling talk, man.
Yes, let's do.
It's been about 15 minutes. Let's talk SmackDown real quick. You want to start there?
Let's talk about the show that I watched live from start to finish for the first time in about 6 to 8 months.
Clap it up, folks.
Yes. Now I'm not saying I will again, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little intrigued.
This was Sean in SmackDown.
I was a little intrigued. I feel you. You're right. I was a little. They reeled me in last week. They're gonna reel me in again this Friday. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You want to know how I knew Rock was a heel finally this week? Who wears a shirt like that, doesn't button it up but tucks it in?
Oh, yeah.
Automatic heel, bro.
Classic scumbag. Classic scumbag.
I love his promos now too. Finally, your lives have meaning now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By the way, if you want sponsorship, if you want the label, we need a deal.
We are open for business, though.
Yes, we are.
Please send us emails to our Gmails. You can get in our DMs as well. I'm always all ears.
That's what she said.
So what'd you think of this, though, Sean? On the real. Going back
on the real. Come on, man. On the real. Listen, I've been very transparent. I was transparent With my guy McKinney, I was transparent with Guy Will Gamble. I'm always transparent with you. It was a good show. I mean, the Rock promo was way better than the Utah promo. He did a much better job than he did in Utah. You got it, JG. At the end of the day, it was one of those things where it's like, okay, this was the way you were supposed to do it the first time. Maybe you were just trying to get your feet wet. It's been a long time. It was awesome. And let me tell you something else. The play on emotion with Roman Reigns not particularly being happy with Rock being there. I mean, even though that wasn't particularly the reason, but he wanted to leave. Paul Heyman let him know that Rock was coming out, so he couldn't leave. Roman Reigns asking Rock to acknowledge him. There's only one thing that annoyed me. All right? There's only one thing that annoyed me. This right here and the back and forth with I don't know if I'm putting my thumb out. I don't know if I'm doing this, that, and the third. It's a little annoying. Clearly something's going on there. I just don't get it. And maybe we'll get it later, but I just don't get it. Like, clearly he's doing it on purpose, because if he wasn't doing it on purpose, Conrad, he would have changed it from last week, because when he did it last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, and the whole world talked about it, he would have changed it. He would have remembered to just leave his thumb in, right? Pause. But at the end of the day, he did it again. So I don't know. There's some symbolism there. It's a little annoying though, but it might not be annoying once we figure out why.
Can you see the screen, Sean?
Yes.
Look at Paul Heyman. Look at where he is looking.
He looks like he's looking at The Rock.
The disgust is already right there.
Yeah, I agree. And when you look, this is going to play out masterfully, because I mean, make sure you tune in April 4th, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, with myself and Conrad. Surprise guest, Crystal. So many people going to be on the show, where I give you my official results or official predictions for the show, both shows. But I'm telling you right now who I know. You all know who I think is going to win night one, right? Because obviously Seth and Cody are going to accept the challenge. I believe, I'll save it. One team is definitely, I think it's not even a question who's going to win. And I think it's going to set the stage for night two, which is going to be pretty epic. I think WWE, let's just put it this way, bro. I'm going to pass it back to you. WWE, for the first time this past Friday, and probably continuing into this Friday, has me believing for the first time that they may have figured out a way to save this cluster, from what it was.
Maybe.
Right. I'm just saying, I'm not there yet, but for the first time, I'm like, they might have been able, but I will say this, the Rock promo on social media definitely helped.
Yes, I think that 21-minute promo was great. Mm-hmm. It set up Dave LaGreca. I think it helped get Busted Open more viewers. I think that the Rock telling his side of it makes sense. It made Rock come off as a heel. It made Rock come off as, I was trying to force my way into that spot, but you agreed to it. So once you agreed, this is on you now. Like, you played me. So now I'm mad. But that wasn't what made me mad. It was when you mentioned my family. And that's what this Bloodline thing is all about.
But see, this is what makes me angry. This is what makes me angry. The fact that I'm actually defending WWE for the first time in a year. Because big ups to WWE for piecing together clips of things that would have never had any meaning and making it mean something. The Rock hugging Cody backstage at Las Vegas, where The Rock was able to manipulate that into saying that he could have told Rock how he felt before he went out on stage, but he didn't take the opportunity to do so. Basically saying that Cody's fugazi, that Cody should have looked back and given him a let's go get him Rock instead of looking at him like he was all upset. They have taken this ugly piece of clay, remolded it, and actually, for the first time, it's starting to make sense. It's starting to come together. I can't believe it. It's starting to come together. And it's coming together, Conrad, to the point, chat, where we might get Roman Reigns. Probably will get Roman Reigns because there's no way they're not going to accept the challenge. We're going to get Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins both nights. You talk about making chicken salad out of chicken, you know what? Oh, boy.
I'm telling you, they did it. They did it. They found a way. It took them weeks to give us the explanation.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing WWE's been doing, that if this was someone else, y'all would give them heck, and you know you would. But WWE can stretch things like turkey meat, and it's okay. So it took a little bit, but they got there. Fine with that. They got time to kill. Trust me. Yeah. I know how they book lately. Like, they've got time to kill. Let me see here. Somebody said you got to make some Clash stickers to cover those labels until they sign as a sponsor.
There you go, McKinney. I like the way you think.
Yeah. I have to see if we can put that logo up. Me and Sean have had some discussion about that.
Yes, we have.
But we gotta make sure that we're not gonna get our hands slapped by the Fed, we'll call them, in the situation.
No doubt.
You want to know how this goes? Watch The Godfather. Okay.
Nice.
Naomi came back to suffer. No, I think here's the thing, guys. Rock is from an era that is now gone. Shawn Michaels is from an era that is now gone. Back in the day, Shawn Michaels went out to have a ladder match with Razor Ramon, which you can play in WWE 2K14. Don't say I'm not sponsoring you. Brian Williams, you better see this.
Mm-hmm.
You could play that match in the game. Did you know that there was a 10-man tag match that was supposed to be on that WrestleMania that never got to air? And one of Shawn and Razor's good friends was in the tag match. They didn't care because someone tried to cut their time and they said, no, you're not going to cut my time. I'm going to go out and do whatever I want. Yep. Rock goes by the energy in the building. That's when he's going to stop. He knows he's got till, let's say 11 p.m. the show ends. Rock's going to go till 10:58 if he feels that's what he needs to do. They don't give performers that freedom now. Now it's timed. Everything is timed. You think Triple H is going to tell him what to do? Triple H is from the same era. He's like, he ain't going for that.
Exactly.
He's not going to hand Rock a script and tell him to read something. He ain't going for that.
The only thing I don't like is the possibility of turning Triple H face in this situation. Triple H being the face in this situation really is going to annoy me.
So you think there's going to be something with them? There's going to be some type of face-off?
I think Rock saying that there's nobody in the back that can stop him is a little bit of an indication.
Interesting. I like that. I have theories on how this is all going to play out.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
You'll see. I'll save it for the predictions time frame, but things can change.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. Also, congrats to Paul Heyman. Yes, Paul Heyman was announced for the Hall of Fame. Any quick thoughts on that?
Much deserved, and Philadelphia is the perfect place.
It
So we got a little breakdown. So let's do McKinney's comment, guys. Roman is killing it with the facial expressions. You could tell he was annoyed by The Rock but when The Rock acknowledged Roman, you could tell he hated it. That's facts, true. You know what I'm saying? There's no question about that. And here comes Conrad.
Yeah, it's StreamYard. I'm telling y'all.
So, chat, I want to tell y'all something right now. I literally bought a brand new computer for the problem that Conrad is having right now, and I probably didn't need to. Thank God. I'm not going to cap though. I got it on sale, so I shouldn't be too mad.
Right. I'm here. You know what? We're gonna go a little throwback today. We're gonna go throwback.
We can keep it simple sometimes. There you go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see if that's the issue. If it's that, so
it's all good. It's all good.
Let's see if that slows it down. If it happens again, y'all know it's just StreamYard.
We're both still handsome, and we're both still articulate, and we're both still doing our thing. So it's all good.
Yeah. I love people saying BJ wrote guns up. Dwayne's part of Bullet Club. Here we go. Yeah, people are giving their thoughts. Roman is losing night 2 if his team loses night 1. People are giving congrats to Heyman.
Little sneak peek, Vinny, of my thought process. Reverse that.
Eric Douglas says, how does Gomez still have power? The only thing he has are shares. He has money.
Yeah, he's an investor, but I don't think he has any decision-making power.
Yeah, he can't do jack diddly squat. He's got his own problems to worry about.
That he does.
I will credit WWE when they are spinning Cody Rock story. That's what they're doing.
And by the way, don't worry, guys. I'll be back to I'll be back to hating WWE again when they have Drew McIntyre destroy Jey Uso tonight.
That is one of the matches for Raw. Nia Jax, Becky Lynch as well tonight.
Right.
Roman pulling double duty to break the WrestleMania main event record, even though I personally count night 2 as the true main event. I agree with you, Vinny. He said Triple H by name. Yes. By the way, the Fox censoring was horrible.
It was.
I know the sign was one of the reasons why they were doing the blackouts, but it also ruined Rock's promo because I did not hear him say Triple H's name when I watched live.
And he said something because he said general managers. He said something, then he said something, and I didn't hear what he said.
Yeah. Before we get off of this, you two are easy on the eyes, Jocelyn.
Yeah, we know. We tried, Jocelyn. We appreciate you. You're so sweet. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, how do we fix so the women don't get their time cut when the segments run long? The best thing I can say is don't follow that segment.
Yeah, hold people accountable.
Or they could have cut it from the match in the middle. They're going to pick and choose whoever they want. So that's up to them. I would say if there's a do nothing match, run long segments on Raw. That's where you can run long segments.
Right. Well, they got 3. You're right. They got 3 hours. Yeah.
And still don't have enough time to do stuff sometimes. Punk has to put Heyman in the Hall of Fame. How do you feel? I don't know about Punk. Punk would be a person. I could see Tommy Dreamer.
No. I disagree. I think Easy's right on the money. I don't think it's even a thought, especially with Punk being back. I think that's an easy guess.
But is there anybody else? So it's in Philadelphia. You kind of want that ECW. I mean, if you're going to
go ECW, you could go Rob Van Dam.
You could. I was even thinking Shane Douglas. It's got to be one of his top guys that he was behind all the time.
Yeah. You know what would have been nice, God rest his soul, Terry Funk.
R.I.P. Terry Funk.
Yep.
Guy Will Gamble said Rock's in the Bang Bang Jabroni gang. Why did I even say that?
I like that.
Don't get us acting silly again, please. Unless WWE comes out with a new president like Jack Tunney.
Jack Tunney was cool, man, until
92.
Messing around with, there you go. Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
92.
You're right.
Jack Tunney got to go now. You messing around now with the world championship.
Yo, I can't believe you remember that, bro.
Yeah, I'm old. Maybe Rock referencing Bullet Club too. Maybe he's bringing in Tama. Tama Tonga is rumored to be signing to WWE.
You know what, BJ? You might have stumbled onto something there. I know we've been making fun of the whole Bang Bang Scissor Gang thing, but maybe there's some real. Ooh, that's not bad.
The Dudleys. You know what? Just have everyone from ECW and anybody from his history just come out. Dangerous Alliance, all of them. Everybody gets 2 minutes to say something about them.
Yeah, very interesting. But I love I like what Clown had to say, but I love what BJ was talking about. Possibly that I think he stumbled on something with the Tama thing.
Yeah, it could be. Entertain, what is good? Appreciate you.
4-5, what up, though?
If Taz or RVD went to AEW, I could see them. I mean, they are over there, but we'll see. Roman should induct him. Yeah, I don't.
Well, it's definitely not going to be that guy.
Yeah, Minute Maid's done. You guys ready for Dark Side of the Ring? Yes, that's what I wanted to say too. Someone said natural disasters to us. John Tenta episode. If you don't know about John Tenta's history, it's gonna be a good episode for you guys to catch. Super talented guy, and definitely one of the more heartbreaking stories in pro wrestling. And this was not because he did bad things, at least that I know of. It was because he got sick, man.
Right. I mean, that's always a tragic thing when somebody loses a battle like that. Rest in peace.
Doug, don't apologize. You're here. Jump in the conversation. Let's move on here. Let's talk AEW Revolution. Big shout out to Fight. Fight was able to secure it when Bleacher Report had many of issues with the show. I know that they have we got some TNA shows coming up from them. Lots of independent pro wrestling. If you're into boxing, MMA, any combat sports, check out Triller TV. Good for them on picking up on that. Let's talk, man. They had a wild card here for us. This is the main card. The pre-show, I don't know how deep you want to get into these, Sean, but I did write down everything, and I kind of want to know what everyone thought of the show overall when we get to the end. But
yeah,
12-person tag, this was thrown together, hot mess.
I'm gonna say something that might be controversial.
You like Jeff Jarrett?
I respect Jeff Jarrett. I don't like Jeff Jarrett.
It's my world.
Look, he's Mr. TNA, so showing that man some respect.
When they were out there doing the strut, I did laugh when everyone did that. I was like, they made that match work for what they had.
Yeah, but listen, Conrad, Chad, I'm about to say something real controversial. It's one sentence. The Bang Bang Scissor Gang is corny.
It's a setup. It's a setup to a storyline.
Because the Acclaimed is not really moving me anymore.
I think it works for this reason alone. They're going to unify those belts.
As they should.
And I think they're waiting to have the Acclaim bounce back. Like they're having them do the bad raps on purpose. Now, I hope people have realized this.
Mm-hmm.
The raps are bad on purpose because Jay White's messing up the flow. He's grabbing them when he's trying to rap.
Okay.
It's not working. They've been crashing into each other in all the matches. Have you noticed? A tag's off. Something's missing. They'll get on the defense and they're like, what's going on right now? And then someone will put it together and figure out a way to do it. But that is the key here. Bang Bang Scissor Gang obviously did not lose this. The storyline is still building. I'm more curious if they pulled this off at Supercard of Honor or if they're going to wait until Double or Nothing or the Dynasty show.
Or Dynasty, right?
Could be either one, but definitely interested. But they got the W here. My world. Joel said Triller TV. Yes, Triller to Fight was the previous name, but it is now Triller if you download it on the app. Jay White's promo was good. It's just a vehicle to get Billy Gunn with the Sons for a bit. I don't even think it's for that. I agree. The Acclaimed is overrated. Ooh. Tag team action. Last match on 0 Hour, they had Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale versus Julia Hart, the TBS champion, and Sky Blue. I enjoyed this match. I like this match a lot, actually.
I enjoyed 3 out of the 4 people.
Who's the one?
Chris Statlander is whack, bro. I'm telling you right now, Chris Statlander is whack. It still makes me mad that they had her beat Jade. She is so vanilla, and obviously I don't mean that in any kind of color tone way. Vanilla as in like her mannerisms, like it's so corny, bro. I'm not feeling her at all. But I love Willow, I love Julia, and I love Blue.
This was an interesting match. So I thought that it was another fine showcase for the women's division. They are getting more time on television. I'm tired of people saying they don't get enough time. That more time has been given. Some people have rose to the top. Other people have shown like, yeah, don't put them back on.
Yeah.
Maybe they work backstage and they gotta stay back there for now or see what's going on with them. But I think they're evaluating on the roster where you are and where you belong in the ranks. And I don't mean that in their ranking system. I mean, what division are you in? What do you do? The storyline with Stokely, I don't know if this has an ending to it. It feels kind of weird. Like Stokely's just been tagging along for the comedic portions of it.
Yeah, the managerial combination is makes no sense at all unless they're building to something different.
He's been trying to fit in, but at the end of the day, he's really a heel manager, is what it comes off as to me. Like
right.
We don't want to cheat that he's pulling chains out of his pockets still.
Right.
Chris definitely feels stale. Sean is right. Man. A lot of people
she's not it, bro. She's extremely talented. She's extremely talented in the ring, but her character is just it's lame. It's lame. I just can't wrap my head around it at this point. It's one of those things where, what's up, guys? It's just me right now. Conrad will be back. It's a situation where I look at it kind of like Chris Statlander beating Jay just never made any sense to me. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's one of those things I just say, listen, You got to do something with her, change her up a little bit, because this whole like, intergalactic whatever she's doing, it's just kind of like blah,
Well, she stopped doing that. She's kind of the what's her more than a woman now? They tried
to, but she's not.
It's gonna be tough, man. Maybe that's why I'm wondering if the Stokely thing is to change that up. Maybe I feel like one of those two are going to turn on each other, and I feel like Willow is not the person who needs to turn.
Willow definitely needs to turn. I love Willow, but seeing Willow as a bad guy would be amazing for me. Oh, Willow is. Listen, let me tell you something, because I know you guys always throw Sean's bugging out again. Willow, her attractiveness to me counts, because it's a multitude of things. She's good looking. She's a big girl that can move, which is amazing. I love the fact that she's athletic and a little bit husky. Like I said, she's really attractive. She's smart in the ring. She has good ring psychology. You give her some attitude, that's a TBS champion, right, in my opinion. And when you match her up, give me an angry Willow Nightingale against Julia Hart, who's over like Rover right now. We all got to admit the truth. The AEW women's division is the best women's division in pro wrestling.
Ooh, I think you can make arguments for all sides right now, but AEW is getting up there. I'll say they're the most improved division out of all of them.
Well, I mean, I know what you're talking about. Even though we're not big fans, we got to respect people like Charlotte Flair. Obviously, you got Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair. I think is the best pure athlete. Bayley's amazing. Jade is amazing. But you know something? When you go down the tiers of the AEW women's locker room, Julia Hart, Blue, but whatever her name is, Blue, the one we were just talking about, Sky Blue, Willow Nightingale. If Britt Baker can get healthy, I mean, if Jamie Hayter can get healthy, and with the impending debut of Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné, I mean, AEW's killing it right now, killing it. And by the way, we were talking earlier about Naomi. Naomi should have went to AEW.
See, I'm kind of with McKinney. Willow has the power of positivity on her side. She's the New Day rolled into one woman.
You know what? Let me say this to McKinney, and I guess you agreed, so let me say this too. I like Willow Nightingale a lot as she's currently constituted. You give her some sauce, I like her even more.
My point was, I think Statlander could benefit from it more because
Statlander's corny, bro. I've seen Statlander happy. I've seen Statlander mad. I've seen Statlander sad. I've seen Statlander with a belt. I've seen Statlander without a belt. I've seen her in AEW. I've seen her in the independents. I've seen her in the ring. I've seen her out of the ring. I've seen her doing promos. I've seen her doing everything. Statlander is a big, tall glass of lukewarm water. You take Statlander when you need to take a vitamin. You don't drink her for fun.
You can send all of your tweets to Sean Hubbard, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly.
I didn't say anything disrespectful. I'm going to repeat it because I think I just coined a phrase. You don't drink Statlander for fun. You drink Mercedes for fun. You know why? Because Mercedes is a big, tall glass of fresh orange juice that you have in the morning with your toast and your eggs. You take Willow Nightingale because she's a big, tall glass of ice-cold milk you have with your cereal. Statlander, you just take her with vitamins.
Speaking of the essential nutrition of breakfast.
Acknowledge me!
We have to talk about family here for a second. Shout out to the 716 family representing Daniel Garcia, but the patriarchy, their champion, their father figure, Christian Cage, defended his TNT championship here against Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia came out in them pink pants. He was wilding a little bit with some of the dance moves. He's trying to get that over. I want them to do something different with Garcia. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't like the pants he's been wearing. I feel like it's
you
still
might
like
be
that.
nitpicking a little bit, bro.
No. It reminds me of the JAS. And I don't want to think of the JAS with him anymore.
It's hard not to think of the JAS when what's his name's coming out.
Matt Menard.
Yeah.
And you're trying to tie those two together because his partner's off doing something separate. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I don't know. Man. This match was good though, I thought. I went with Christian Cage for the dub. I think you went Garcia, right?
I did. I picked Christian to retain.
Okay. I went with Christian too. So
I want Christian to be the never ending TNT champion.
He's just so good right now. He's their top heel, I think.
Yeah, 100.
Patriarchy interfered. Nick Wayne comes up, gives him a little shot across the ropes, right into the kill switch. Christian gets the win. And kill switch is actually the real reason why he won, saving the day from Matt Menard interfering. But Garcia, close, but never the winner, man.
Bridesmaid, never a bride. I'm with you.
Hurts, man. I was thinking, man, I would like to see him and Yuta team up, maybe. Maybe you get him in the BCC. I don't know what you do with this guy next.
I would like to see him as the new partner for Darby Allin.
They could do that. It might take some time to you got to tie it together some way.
Well, all you gotta do is have a tournament, and I like you could have a tournament for the tag titles, or you could have a tournament to see who's going to be his partner. It might even be a cool idea to just have a single elimination tournament, a singles tournament, and just whoever wins gets the right to be Darby Allin's tag team championship partner. There's so many ways you can go with this. And by the way, I'm so happy with the result, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, and I see, shout out to McKinney. He said, "I'm in
you
love
take
with
Chris Statlander. You take Chris Statlander with vitamins."
Everyone's feeling Hub on this one.
I'm just saying, bro. Like you know when you take Naomi, because you have a taste for chocolate milk. You know when you take Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is not great to the eye as far as like what I like in a wrestler because she's annoying, but you know what? She has her purpose. So you know what I could equate Charlotte Flair for? Charlotte Flair is a nice tall bottle of Gatorade. It's good for you. You may not like it all the time, but it's good for you. Chris Statlander, you just take her with vitamins.
Here we go, Robitussin. Let me see. Garcia Cage Quill says 7 out of 10. Too many interference spots for my taste. Took away from wrestling essence of the match. Not a fan. Garcia deserves better. He'll get there. I think Garcia's young. They got time to push those guys. I picked Garcia, but the pink shiny pants, bro. Got to go back to the black trunks and the towel and let Daniel Bryan tell him he's a wrestler. Hey. That's what it is. Yes, and we'll get into that momentarily. Matt, I saw your comment.
Yes.
Let me see here. Gatorade Flair. So, Sean, who would you watch in the ring then? Chris or the Garcia twins? So, Chris Statlander or the Bella twins? Jocelyn's asking.
Well, there's a little continuation of me and Jocelyn. We were kind of going back and forth for a short time on Twitter. And that's a great question, Jocelyn. You put me on the spot. I would take Chris Statlander over the Garcia twins, 100%. Statlander may be a tall glass of water just for vitamins, but the Garcia twins are just a big bowl of air. Like, I mean, I the Garcia twins, aka the Bella twins, in case people haven't picked up on that, they were so overrated. And the fact that they're in the Hall of Fame is sickening. They are in the Hall of Fame. That is ridiculous. So yes, I would pick Chris Statlander over the Garcia twins.
Hubs, where did you come up with these analogies, bro?
Quilly, you haven't figured it out yet? I am out of my mind, bro, in the best possible way. You didn't know that? I'm the king of the analogies, man. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like a good idea. You know what that means?
He said equate them to cereal.
Equate them to cereal. Well, that would mean that, you know what? Chris Statlander is Wheaties.
I like Wheaties.
Yeah, you like Wheaties, but you don't like them as much as Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Nah, that's the best.
See, I'm preaching to you now. You see what I'm doing right now? I'm putting you on. You know what I'm saying? Yo, who asked me that question? I got
Rob.
You, bro. I got you, Rob. You know what I'm saying?
Bailey for Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I got you. You know what I'm saying? We're having fun. I got you. Mike, I see you too, Mike. Mike and Rob, I see y'all.
Bugging in the chat. Bugging.
All right, Rob, I see you with the Frosted Flakes. I like it.
Continental Crown Championship. Eddie Kingston,
Right.
Bryan Danielson. This was a battle of respect. Sean, what'd you think of this match?
Easy E, I see you. Special K, I see you, bro. I was wrong about this, and I'm so happy I was. What a magnificent match. I thought that they would give the dub to Bryan Danielson, but Eddie Kingston came out, and that's casting no dispersions upon Eddie Kingston. I think he's great. I just thought from a storyline perspective they might go the other way. Rob, I see you, bro. I see you. But
Vinny's
now
gotta go
you're
in
talking
too.
Vinny. That's why you're my favorite Vinny. I feel you on that, brother. But yeah, this is out of control. I love it. But yes, what a magnificent victory for Eddie Kingston. I don't know where we go from here, though. I think that's his biggest victory to date, obviously. I loved it. I'm so happy to have been wrong on this one.
Eddie Kingston deserved this, man. This was a big time moment for Kingston, just to get put on, to do what he had to do. And like I said, it was all about respect. There were a couple moments where Danielson definitely had me like, oh man, I'm about to be wrong about this. And he did good. I think Danielson's just happy to wrestle who he wants to wrestle and do what he wants to do.
Yes. The freedom that he's experiencing in AEW is nothing like he had in WWE. And I'm sure, and he's so grateful for that. It just, you can see how much fun he's having.
Did you see the aftermatch promo?
The aftermatch promo? No.
It's really good. It's like about 3 minutes long. They're both in the trainer's room, and Kingston is he had already been worked on. He's all taped up from ice. Danielson's getting like worked on his back and his shoulder. And Kingston said, all I ever wanted from you guys was respect.
We lost Conrad again, but it's all good. Let's go over a little bit more of these. I got Easy laughing at me. Renegade James says that Statlander is grape nuts. M. Leezy says she's Cheerios. Vinny's saying that Becky is Lucky Chuck. You know what, Vinny, my favorite Vinny, that works in more ways than one, because Becky is pretty good and she's also Irish. So very good for you. Good job out of you. Easy E says Mike likes that cornflakes with a couple of banana slices. Come on, bro. Oh my God. Okay, let's get back on the rails here, guys. I love how you run with my stuff. I love it.
Basically, all I was getting to was,
yes,
Kingston wanted the respect of his peers, and then Danielson said, you know what? Halfway through the match, I realized like he did it. He's everything that I wanted him to be. And he was like, it was just me getting over my own pettiness. And I was like, they're teaching, these are life lessons for adults. Sometimes you just being petty.
I will gamble, I see you. Go ahead, Conrad. God will gamble, I see you. God will gamble, I see you, bro. I see you. Let me tell you something, Conrad. It is not anything that could ever be debated about you being the Tony Schiavone of this thing, bro. The Jim Ross, bro. But let me tell you something, man. I am good with these picks. Like I'm Jerry the King Lawler. I'm Jesse the Body Ventura. I am Bobby the Brain Heenan. Come on, bro. Let me tell you something. Willow, Cookie Crisp, and Leezy, I like it. And Leezy, who's Toasties Easy? Okay, we got a Bianca Belair's Rice Krispie Treats. Let's go. Conrad, okay, let's reel it back in. I'm sorry. We're having fun tonight, Conrad. Come on, brother.
Let's get back on track here, people. Back on track. This is my least favorite match of the night. I'm going to crown this.
Jeez, with the least favorite outcome as well. Good God.
I'm not mad at who won. I'm more mad at how this was structured.
Okay.
It was just WWE-esque. Like, only 4 guys in the ring at a time. Maybe don't book an 8-man scramble then.
Right.
It was just, I don't know. I wasn't feeling this. Like, you could have split these into 2 4-ways that had the winner wrestle on Dynamite or something. But whatever. They did what they had to do here. Wardlow gets the win. I believe he pinned Dante Martin. Good for them. Undisputed Kingdom needed these wins. I don't care what anyone says. If you didn't give them wins, they were dead in the water. Mm-hmm. I'm leaving it at that. I really don't have a lot to say about anyone else in this. And I'll say this. Lance Archer should get another AEW contract because he did not complain once when they were asking, are you upset with like how often you're used on television and stuff? He was like, not my decision. He was like, that's up to the people and the bosses and all them to say what they're going to say. But when I go out, I always give 110% and blah. I was like, that's someone who you want on your payroll. That's someone who knows how to do interviews.
Well, let me start by saying I agree with what you said, and I'm also not going to say much about this match other than Wardlow does not do it. I'm sorry, Deanna. I can't stand Wardlow. I'm sorry. I can't see it. I don't see it. I won't see it.
He was doing. Guy Will Gamble said, "Oh, his name is Dante Martin. He was doing so much to do so little."
Mm. Yes,
yeah.
Mike Fiesel. I like it, Mike. I like it. Facts, Jocelyn. Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy.
By the way,
bunch of silly and unnecessary spots. I feel you, bro.
He was I'll say this: Jericho's boos have been trickling away a little bit, though. But I still hear him.
Yeah, but the reason why they're going to trickle away, Conrad, is from what I've been saying since day one. We should appreciate this guy, man. I understand from a storyline perspective and from a business standpoint, a lot of things haven't made sense over the last couple of years. It's getting a little stale. But we still have Chris Jericho in 2024. And he can still move and he can still be an asset to this company. I respect Chris Jericho.
I think his boos are coming from the NDA stuff still. I think that the door has never been fully closed on it, but I don't know how they break it open as well, because it's all based on a rumor, so nobody knows what's going on for it. So I think Jericho's going to be stuck in this in between for a while. E, I see your comments. Hey, I'm not saying a word. War Daddy needs to do more personality. I love him, though. I think his interviews have been pretty good, though. I haven't been upset. He tried to do a line that someone else did before him, and I was like, didn't work, bro. Watch the show.
Right.
But that was all right, though. R-Star, Quill's giving it an 8 out of 10. It was predictable, understandable, but Dante Martin had numerous botches, but still showed up. I think it's impossible to not have – that match was impossible to be, like, good. Going in, if you would have told me pick the worst match, I would have said that would have been it.
Right, and it turned out to be just that.
Yeah, it's just chaos. That's all it is. That's my notes literally just say chaos. Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong for the International Championship. Another match. If Roderick Strong didn't win this, put the Undisputed Kingdom in a box, pack them up, and ship them wherever you're going to get rid of them, because we don't want them no more. But they did the right thing here. Orange went out, taped up. From the pre-show, he was injured. Roderick Strong gave this man so many backbreakers. Derek was in pain watching this. He said, just backbreaker, dropped him across the top rope, backbreaker. He was jacking him up. End of heartache for the W here. They did good.
Roderick Strong was the extra wheel along with Bobby Fish in Undisputed Era. He was somebody you looked at and said, he's there, but the reason why he's cool is because he's throwing up the U and the E and he has great music. This incarnation of Roderick Strong has been excellent. He deserved this win. I'm glad he got this win. And it really, like you said, it saved the Undisputed, help me out. Help me out.
Undisputed Era?
Undisputed. Well, no, not the Undisputed Era anymore.
Kingdom?
Undisputed Kingdom. It saved them from being irrelevant because, like you said, they lose. The Undisputed Kingdom goes by the wayside. Now they're up. And they have this added little situation now where you don't know where a returning superstar is going to end up. Exactly, Deanna.
And there it is. Kyle O'Reilly made his return. Sean, I wanted your thoughts on. I want your pencil to paper here. Booker mindset. What is the move here with Kyle? Because they really didn't give you how it could go either way.
Right. Well, he definitely has. He's conflicted. He was happy to see his friends, but at the same time, he certainly didn't align himself because he gave the shirt back. I would have it where Kyle O'Reilly has an issue with Adam Cole, and that's the hesitance to why he has not joined the Undisputed Kingdom. That's the route I would take.
I think Bobby Fish should have been very scared when Kyle O'Reilly was getting offered singles matches against Darby Allin at Double or Nothing. What was that, 22? When he was getting all those crazy matches back then, they were he was lighting them up, man. He was lighting them up. He wrestled Jungle Boy. He showed that he could be a singles without it. Matt Lopez, the ROH aficionado of the chat, he said he's happy Kyle is back.
Yeah, we all are, bro. We all are. I saw you, Mike Fiesel. I saw you.
Did I skip his comment? Oh
no, you didn't skip it. You highlighted it.
Oh, here we go with chocolates.
Yep.
Sean starts the stuff, and then I don't know, y'all.
It's amazing, bro. It's amazing.
Cassidy got packed up. I think Orange Cassidy is not bad. I don't want people to think that. I was just over this title reign because it felt like once we got rid of it, we got it right back. It's like a bad cold. You know what I mean? Like, I got rid of it. We're done. Cool. We can move past this. I'm back.
A bad cold is a bad analogy, bro, because you're saying that you weren't enjoying it.
I enjoyed the first run.
Well, you never enjoy a cold, so you need to change your analogy.
Jeez Louise, people. I don't. What's
it's like having 10 bars of chocolate.
Nah, I would enjoy that.
Okay, well, it's like it was too much. It was too much of a good thing. I got tired of it too. Don't get me wrong.
I think it was milk. It was milk you bought. It was good for the first couple bowls of cereal. There we go. How's that? Then it became a little spoiled.
I'm just asking a question. When do you ever enjoy having a cold? The cold is not better on the first day.
Maybe I was smelling flowers. Maybe it's a sinus.
Oh,
there you go. Boom. Boom. I got this. I was shocked. This was a rough match, but it was the best outcome.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was good. It was good.
Roddy
did his best dancing to get that match. Got to push bag Hubs. Undisputed Era was the 4 Horsemen. You still needed the worker. Oh, I think he's pushing back on you on that. I think Roderick Strong was the one who actually turned out to be more useful than Bobby Fish.
Yes, he was. I would have said that Roderick Strong was better than Bobby Fish in that equation. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the crazy thing. I think when they gave Roddy, McKinney brings it up right here, Roddy getting the ROH title on his own when he first won it, I didn't think was the right move. He wasn't ready, I don't think, just yet. Right. But they were looking for someone to transition, and he was there. But, hey, Roderick Strong's always been a workhorse. And if that's what you're going to do with that title, let him go out there and work. Let him have good matches. And I think this is the best character version he's been of himself. Me and Sean have went through this. I will tell you, there are people who are better in AEW than they were in WWE. Roderick Strong is one of them.
Yes,
I will also put Claudio Castagnoli in that same conversation. There are just some people, bar none, way better over here without having all the constraints put on them.
I love what you're saying because it's exactly right.
I think Kyle and Adam Cole past might be the best option because everyone knows their history in WWE and ROH. A tag team that I once was like, who are these guys? I don't see it. But then when they split them up, money.
Mm-hmm.
Money.
Mm-hmm.
Colds aren't fun when you have asthma. Preach. It's the mustache that took me out.
All I'm going to say is if I was Tony Khan, I would literally pay WWE $1 million to have them send over the Undisputed Era theme song. I would pay WWE $1 million for that. The fact that song's never going to get played again is a crime.
It's bad.
It's really a crime, guys. And when you think about, yeah, it's just me, Oos. I saw you gamble. Yo, the Undisputed Era was dope because of the music and because of like the flair that Adam Cole had. I guess for me, you look at the situation now for what it is, and it's like, yo, you got Adam Cole in a wheelchair, right? He's kind of incapacitated at the time. You got Roddy Strong as the what's up, Conrad? You got Roddy Strong now. Is a now international champion, the ROH World Tag Team Champions. So you're starting to build the Undisputed Kingdom into a pretty decent faction, right? But here's the thing. Here's where this is which separates Sean from Conrad, because Sean likes the fireworks behind Shawn Michaels, where all Conrad cares about, respectfully, is the super kick. The Undisputed Era's music is what made them cool. Yes, Adam Cole was amazing and continues to be. Kyle O'Reilly was amazing. But you know who wasn't amazing? Bobby Fish. But when Bobby Fish came out to that music and he went like this, it made a difference. So if I were Tony Khan, I would cash that check.
They ain't giving it up, bro. They would just hate just to hate. I'm not gonna lie on that. They're like, nah, we're keeping it. Thanks, though.
Right.
That's cool, Kyle. Oh, please don't remind me of that run. I think Claudio should have stayed. He's basically the same way. Oh, no, he is not. No, he is not. He is not teaming with Nakamura on pointless matches on SmackDown. I cannot agree with that one, McKinney.
Just remember WrestleMania 30, bro.
Where they had him versus where he is now. And speaking of Claudio, he's in the next match.
Yes, he
FTR versus John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli. They got to be the Road Warriors when they came out, rocking the old spikes and everything.
I got to say this real quick. My guy, Derek.
What up, D? I thought it was cool. FTR came out rocking the Midnight Express stuff. This was a good tag match. At this point, this was my match of the night. I'm not going to lie. During the show, I was like, this is the best match so far.
Thank you, All Elite Wrestling, for making a non-title tag match actually mean something. Thank you, All Elite Wrestling, for having 4 guys go out there in a traditional tag team match on a pay-per-view with no titles on the line and making it be worth the price of admission. These 4 guys turned it up. These 4 guys turned it out. It was for no title. It was for no trophy. It was for no accolade other than winning. And I am thrilled about how they performed.
It was good. Dax bled. He got a bulldog choke till he passed out. Moxley and Claudio, they might be trying to make them a formidable tag team.
Yep. I was this close to having it be what I said it was going to be, which was a BCC night, but unfortunately Daniel Bryan did not get it done.
Let the cats down, bro.
Yep.
We'll see. When Keith Lee called this shot and beat the hell out of Roddy, made them officially look small and overrated. Keith Lee's a big man.
That's true.
Keith Lee's a big man. He can't go for that. But I thought it was a good match. And like I said, I'm standing on that. I still think Claudio is much better over here. He got to do a Doomsday Device European uppercut off the top rope. It just looks better. He feels cooler. He got to be the world champion of Ring of Honor. I know that may not mean as much as to other people, but I think that's a bigger deal than, here, bro, take the tag titles with somebody again. Do something.
Right. I mean, a lot of, that, and I'm glad you're saying that, Conrad, because there was a time when I would see people, I don't think we were doing this show yet, but we were still doing some stuff with Six Pack. Shout out to Six Pack. But people were really enamored with that, Claudio and Sheamus team in WWE. I thought they were trash. I never could understand that combination. It wasn't fun for me. I don't know. But this current incarnation of Claudio, I love it. Absolutely love it.
Listen, dub's a dub. Dub's a dub. That's all I can say. So they ended up pulling it out. Maybe that plays into the future here. Then we had the women's championship match with Toni Storm and Deonna Purrazzo.
The number one woman in the industry today, Toni Storm. I am so enamored with her and so intrigued by this character and what they have done to put her in this light. I mean, all the way up through the last, televised weekly show that AEW did. I believe it was Rampage, or maybe it was Collision, where there was a face-to-face between Purrazzo and Storm, and half the screen was black and white. AEW has had some hits. They've had some misses. But Toni Storm is absolute gold. And I think it's amazing what they've been doing with her.
Plays the character to a T. And I don't think this is even a knock on Deonna Purrazzo. I think that Deonna Purrazzo's story is going to be told of scratching and clawing her way back up to this point. This one had a lot of shenanigans in it too. I'm curious to know what Quills thought of this one. But it worked. It worked. It told a good story. And it got a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Build to get to this point. So that, to me, that's something that you gotta get in there with.
Yeah, this match was made at least a month out.
Yeah. E said Claudio and WWE was straight blue balls. They don't know what to do with him and didn't trust him with the world title. Emily Z says this is a good women's championship match. I love the Mariah May cosplay as the old Toni Storm. Fantastic.
I was actually confused at first. It was really good.
E said, I like the bar. I think the bar was good for what they were doing. Claudio overachieved in WWE in divisions that they didn't care about. That's the fairest thing I could say.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Rockstar said, don't disrespect the bar. We got a fan.
No disrespect, Prince. I just wasn't feeling him, my dog.
Yeah, I mean, they did come out with like that. Sheamus was in like the Mohawk phase a little bit.
By the way, I'm not a big fan of Sheamus either.
Right. I feel bad. Where is Sheamus now? What's he doing?
He's, I guess, off. I mean, they're talking about him might be inserted into the Intercontinental ladder match, maybe. I don't know.
Hold on here. McKinney said Tony Storm's chef's kiss on the character and that sweet cheek music.
Oh boy. Yes, sir, McKinney.
Yowza. AEW doesn't need you to go after WWE production. They can do their own thing with lighting and black and white filters. That's true.
100.
Great way to put it, CJ. He's on the shelf. He's still injured. That sucks.
Yeah, it does. We don't want, as much as he's annoying to me, I don't want him to be injured.
All right, Sean. This is going to be Sean's glory moment here for a second. So,
yes.
This possibly might be my match of the year right now. I'm just saying. I know I said the story didn't make sense, and I'm still standing on that. But I knew the match would work because it's. Go ahead, give him the name you gave.
The best wrestler alive today, the best wrestler in the world, Will Ospreay and Takashita went out there and they tore the house down. It was Takashita. They tore the house down, and it's just like Will Ospreay just does not miss, bro. He does not miss. Match of the night, hands down, outside of what's coming up a little bit later. To this point in the evening, I'll put it that way. To this point in the evening, this was the match of the night. It was pure. It was wrestling. It was everything that made me fall in love with this industry. And Will Ospreay continues to show me and show the world why he is the absolute best practitioner of professional wrestling in the world today.
Bro, the finishing sequence to this match, I don't know if y'all know this. It was a Tiger Driver 91 and then a hidden blade. Tiger Driver 91 is like banned, bro. Like, do not do this move unless you know what you're doing. Kenny Omega, like, dropped Will Ospreay. Like, it looked bad. I was there at Forbidden Door when he did it. I was like,
yeah,
don't do that, bro.
Yeah.
He did it in here. The hidden blade looks vicious when he hits that. It was just game over, man. Game over. The brain buster on the turnbuckle pad, and Will got like the brush burn on his back.
Yeah, but see stuff like that. I don't like that. That's an injury waiting to happen.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be like, yeah, don't do that again.
Yeah, don't do that no more, bro. Because what's it gonna? I mean, it's gonna cost you 6 months for what? Like, there's certain calculated, like the Darby spot. I don't know if it's tough.
We'll get into that. But right now, match of the year, yay, nay?
Yes. I mean, it's definitely in the conversation. Those guys tore the house down. Not a lot of bells and whistles. They just tore the house down, and that's exactly what you expect when Will Ospreay gets into the ring. Like I said it before, say it again. The best wrestler alive today, any promotion, anywhere in the world, hands down, Will Ospreay is the man.
Yes. Guy will give. I've actually been watching a lot of like shoot interviews talking about Power and Glory for like the past couple days. Oddly enough, like just small little clips, and it was funny you just brought that up about Hercules Hernandez. McKinney says that this was his match of the night, but I'm telling you, I'd use Ospreay like Roman Reigns as an attraction. Don't give this dude out every night because it'll get old, and his big match ops are few.
I think you're on the right track, McKinney. I don't like the fact that he's coming right back on Wednesday. That's a little bit too fast for me.
He might not, actually, according to Tony Khan.
Okay.
He said he needs to have a doctor's opinion first before he lets him go back out there.
Okay.
Because of the back stuff, I guess.
Right.
So, but he said he wants to be on every show all the time. I think he's gonna have to change his style up for TV.
Isn't it wonderful? A professional wrestler that's top tier who wants to actually wrestle every week. Interesting.
Come on, bruv. That was Derek's comment.
No, I'm just saying, like it's. I mean, imagine that a guy who's a top 10 talent in the world. I say number one, but everybody would agree a top 10 talent in the world that has a television contract or a pro wrestling contract that actually says, "Hey, how about I actually wrestle, and how about I actually come out on TV every week because that's what I'm paid to do." Again, interesting. I mean, not that there's anybody who doesn't do that, like a world champion that's been champion for 1,200 days and only defended the title 54 times. But I digress.
Sir Quills, 10 out of 10, hands down match of the night, point blank period. The art of professional wrestling was fully on display and developed in this match. It was great. It was great. Will Gargano with his overbooked finishes. Ospreay even said last night he's still learning American TV wrestling. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's showing them though. He's like I said.
If I were handling Will Ospreay, I would say, Will Ospreay, turn it out at pay-per-views, take it easy during the week. Like, wrestle, but we're not doing anything crazy during free television. But turn it out. If you feel like you'd be shortchanging your fans by taking it easy on the pay-per-views, I respect that. Turn it out at pay-per-views. But you can't be doing that every single week.
Right. Let's get into the triple threat match. Swerve Strickland, Hangman Adam Page challenged Samoa Joe for the AEW World Championship. I thought this was perfect placement in this one. And it told the same story that I thought it was going to tell. I think it went just how we thought it would, Sean.
It did. We all know my Jey Uso thing comparison to Triple H with the culture and the Booker T reference. Are you getting some tones of that from Adam Page? Like I do. I'm saying off the rip that I am 100% reaching in this regard. I admit it's a reach, and I'm actually hoping I'm wrong. But do you get kind of like a uncomfortable feeling in your stomach when you hear Adam Page say, "I will do anything to make sure someone like you is not world champion"?
I
know it's a reach. I know it's a reach. I know.
I think what this is supposed to be is the inevitable, the destiny, the dynasty can't be stopped that is going to happen for Swerve. I think that Swerve did despicable things to get to where he needed to.
Okay.
And that's why he's saying these things. That's how I'm taking it as like a character perspective.
Well, this is what I would need, Conrad. This is what I would need, because I'm telling you, and you know me, when I get up on my soapbox, I stay up here. But I'm humbly saying I know it's a reach what I'm saying right now. But what I would need from AEW is for him to say that on the microphone. You can't just say, "I don't want someone like you being world champion." You need to say it like you just said it. You broke into my family's house. You stood over my baby. You disrespected my family. Go there, because if you don't go there, it just leaves that little window open for what does he mean by that?
Especially if you're new to the storyline or you're not familiar with what's been going on, but he has been saying it. I think this is Bret Austin, the double switch.
But you can't use that verbiage, Conrad, and you're a smart, educated guy. Absolutely. You can't use that verbiage. You can't have a Caucasian guy saying to a black guy, "I don't want somebody that looks like," oh no, he didn't say looks. Let me take that. He didn't say that. "I don't want somebody like you being world champ." You got to clarify. Tell me you don't want him to be because he you got to break it down.
Can I equate this to another storyline that I felt was the same way?
Sure.
But I think it got passed by because people don't think that of Danielson. I feel it's the same with this. Danielson and Kofi Kingston. People like you don't get to beat people like me. It was the same story they told before, but if you put those undertones to it, you got behind Kofi a little bit like, no, people like him deserve to be the champion.
Really good. And I didn't even. Ooh, that's true. He did kind of dog him out. That's true.
And I said, wow, they're really playing into this a little bit with the. It's not as bad as how Triple H and them used to do in 03. I think wrestling companies have gotten.
The Triple H Booker T thing was crazy.
And I'm using this air quotes because I can't think of a better word. They've gotten classier, we'll say, in trying to do it. But now they're sneakily trying to incorporate it in. But you have to incorporate it in. You have to feel that way.
And also, it doesn't help, right? It doesn't help. And again, I got to say this because I'm so adamant about the Triple H Booker T thing. I'm so adamant about the Jey Uso thing. I don't want people to think, yo, Sean, you're just off the rails. I'm sure that's not what it is, right? I'm sure that, thank you, Easy. I'm sure that's not what it is. But, McKinney, I thank you guys. I thought I was bugging out. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't sure. But all I'm saying is just don't leave that door open. You know what I mean?
Here, listen, I'm going to give everyone this. The time clock for me. Joe wins with the Coquina clutch because Swerve's a jerk, or not Swerve, excuse me. Hangman's a jerk. Swerve did not cheat when he had the opportunity to because he wanted to win it for himself. Finally.
Right.
That's why I think this double turn is coming into play.
Thanks, Derek.
Yeah. A lot of people agree with you. I'm sorry. I stopped for a second because I started trying to talk to make a point.
No, please.
They have the opportunity here to make a megastar out of Swerve. Do they have to do it at AEW Dynasty?
Right.
Maybe that's when they do it.
Well, I would like it to happen at Dynasty, bro, because I want it to happen as soon as possible. Because don't you want 3 months, 4 months under Swerve's belt before you get to
Well, here's the thing. They've got a month to build up to that. Here's why I'm saying that you don't need to. You may have to have it where Swerve needs to extinguish Hangman so that he cannot ruin this opportunity for me. I am going to finally bury you. You are done because you're not getting any more chances. You're not going to say, oh, I didn't lose the match. It was you. It was me. I want you gone. So I will put my title shot on the line. But if I beat you, I'm the number one contender, and I want Joe, no issues, no problems at Double or Nothing, whatever. They could do that. Right. What I'm saying. So they've got till Double or Nothing. I still agree with everyone else. Me and Sean have called it. All In, Will Ospreay, Swerve is the match that you do, I think, at All In.
And that will be the hardest match of my journalistic career.
Right? Shout out to Mountie in the chat, too.
Mountie in the building. What's up, brother?
He said true character development is important. He also wants you to talk about it. So maybe that was the point. Good points, though.
Yeah, Nick, listen, I'm with you. And I appreciate you guys keeping an open mind. I don't want you guys thinking, yo, Sean's bugging out. And I like Adam Page. I don't want that to creep in. Let me tell you something. Booker T, Triple H 2003 is something that will live in infamy, bro. And it's just, I don't want that to end. By the way, great point, Conrad, about Kofi in 2019. I just don't want that to continue, bro. It's like you just don't want that in the midst in a sport that we love. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, absolutely. People are bringing up that, Kofi was later fed to Brock. Yeah, that was definitely disappointing. But I think Swerve is going to get treated with respect. I'm not saying Swerve's going to be champ for the year, but what I'm saying is Swerve's going to get that title. I'm telling you guys.
Right.
Swerve has put in too much work. Tony Khan wanted Swerve before. There are a lot of people who didn't get to go to AEW in the beginning that people forget about. Chris Bay was another person that they tried to reach out to, but it was too late because he had signed with Impact because they took too long. A lot of people. Swerve was also on that list, but he was gone already at that point.
One more quick point about Booker and Triple H 03 to show you guys how far off this is from the type of situation I'm talking about. See, to me, this situation with Page and Swerve is more like, and chat, agree with me or disagree with me. This is more of a situation like Tony Khan just needs to pay closer attention. That's all. Like Tony Khan needs to just say, ooh, okay, maybe I need to tweak that just a little bit to make sure that nobody gets the wrong idea.
He might have to tell people to watch their verbiage because remember, they don't script their promos like that. It's the 3 points, you talk, fill in the rest.
Aha. Okay.
So maybe it's just, hey, the way that came across, listen back to this.
Yeah.
It didn't come off as good.
Yeah.
But if everybody's not making an uproar about it, they don't know.
Right. And that's the reason why I led with the fact that I'm probably reaching here, because I'm sure that's not the case. Even if I was Adam Page, I would say, ooh, that didn't sound. I wasn't trying to project that point. I'm trying to tell people that I don't want the guy that broke into my house and stood over my baby to be world champion.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be good, man. I'm here for the ride. I want to see where they're going to take us over the next 2 weeks. I think the next 2 shows are going to be huge for AEW.
Absolutely. It's good television, but the only problem is, and we'll get into this at a later date because we got so much stuff to talk about tonight before Raw starts. AEW tore the house down last night, right? But it's like it has to start equating to their weekly television shows.
Listen, here's what I'll say for AEW in overall viewership. I know.
By the way, AEW review every Wednesday night right here on EPW with my guy Derek and Conrad.
10-10. Be there. AEW, it's what BJ said. It's the weekly television show that's the issue. It's not the pay-per-views always sell. Because, Sean, then you know you're going to get the best.
Mm-hmm.
It's the weekly television shows. I think you need to focus on developing your stories, and then when it's time to do the matches, Tony Khan, let them go all out. Let them just do what they're going to do. Will Ospreay will put that banger on for you when you need him to on pay-per-view. Give these guys different chances. Let them be able to shine. You put Hook on the show. Great. Brian Cage got to be on the show. Great. Let these guys shine when they can. Konosuke Takeshita's on the show. Beautiful. Darby's on the show. But on the week-to-week television, you need to show up and put some intriguing things. Like this week, let's focus on the world title storyline. Next week, let's focus on the women's division storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe on Collision, we'll focus on the TBS title and have them close out the show. Maybe we'll focus on FTR and Claudio and John Moxley this week. You just got to switch it up from time to time on thing to thing. You know what I mean?
I'm with you 1,000%, man.
A better consistency in TV shows.
I will continue reading Deanna's comment. Don't want that to be lost in the shuffle. She says, a better consistency in TV shows, not just what happens to be random bits of, even though Conrad took it down, on a show.
Yeah. You just, I don't know. Like I said, I think people are harsher on AEW these days too than other shows. So it's fine. Like what you like, enjoy what you enjoy. That's all I'm going to say about it. Let's get to the main event. The match that I'm happy was the main event. On the pre-show, they had messed up a little bit, and they were like, oh, yeah, the main event's going to be the triple threat. And I was like, what?
Well, it was the main event. I don't think she made a mistake. I think the world title was the main event, and this is a special attraction.
This match right here did what it needed to do. Sean, I flip-flopped. Mm-hmm. At one point on Friday, I was like, nah, man, I want to change it to the Bucks. But I never said anything to you. I was like, nah, I can't. And then I was like, nah, they're going to do the right thing here. I didn't know what to think going into this match. Tag titles on the line, man. That video package for Sting, first of all. Fan-freaking-tastic. Amazing. He got to sit in the theater and watch his career, bro.
Mm-hmm.
His career right in front of him. I thought it was great.
I mean, as did I. It was flawless. I loved it.
I loved how they put it together, and then it's showtime for the last time.
Yep. And
he went out there, and he was Sting one more time for us that night. And I love it. Sting's sons got to come out. When that first son showed up on stage, that's the one who I want to see wrestle. The one who came out with the red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
I was like, he's got the body for wrestling, but Sting was probably don't do that.
But ironically, his brother, who was dressed up as NWO Wolfpack Sting, did a much better Stinger splash.
He had the bunnies like Sting.
Yes.
He had the athleticism, and the other one had the size. He had the Sting size back in the day.
Yes.
Dude, so amazing. They come out there after the Bucks beat them up. I was like, well, this might as well just be 4-on-2 for the whole time.
Yeah.
The Bucks came out dressed in some poorly made suits, I'll say. and they took a whipping in this one. I just had fun, man. The glass spot, they set up panes of glass, real glass, and I don't know what Darby Allin was doing, bro. Hurts my back to watch this.
Darby Allin, he's the modern day Mick Foley, even a little more so. I love him for it. I just cringe because I don't want the guy to get hurt. Seriously, I mean, like catastrophically hurt, because he got hurt last night.
Yeah. And AEW's got to be careful too. I did see some glass like fly into the crowd, and I see people on Twitter snitch tagging anybody they can to say, "Hey, did you see this from last night's show?" And I was like, "Take it easy, guys.
Yeah,
no need to start that stuff." But don't mess with people's money is one thing I always tell people. Like when you ever ask, like, "Why is that person so mad at me?" Were you messing with their money? Don't do that.
There you go.
Don't do that. It's a big mistake.
What up, Blake?
What up, Blake? I don't know about Punk costing Drew at Mania. I saw you put that in there. But going back to Sting, they had some crazy spots. Sting even went through some glass, though. Like, thank goodness Sting had on shirts and probably protection.
Sting needs to retire. I love Sting. But the thing I love about Sting, I'm not going to name another name. You'll know who I'm talking about. Sting knows when it's time, because Sting is always going to want to do something crazy. He's going to be 55, 56 years old and jump. Well, not even him. I was going somewhere else. He's going to want to jump off the side of the thing with the scoreboard and dive on somebody. He's going to want to go through glass. So it's like, you know what? If I can't do it the way I always do it, I'm going to give it up. And I respect him so much. He's going out in an amazing way. And to your point, to bring the point back home to what you were talking about, Conrad, he did some crazy spots, especially for a man his age. And I'm so freaking proud of that guy. I can't even tell you, man. Like he just, what I saw him do last night and obviously Darby paying homage. And let's also give some love and respect to the Young Bucks, right? Because they did the right thing. It was an amazing, amazing night. That main event was absolutely outstanding.
Did I think it was the right pick when I first heard it announced? No. But did I think it was going to be disappointing? No. Mm-hmm. I didn't think that with the Young Bucks. My distaste for the Young Bucks deals more with, you decided to do these characters now. Mm-hmm. You decided to do the right thing now. Right. And last night, I'll tell you this, Sean, this is just me personally battling this. Punk should have been in some of those video packages with Sting and Darby. He teamed with them. And I think it hurts me a lot, because why on earth did we how did we fumble? Like, that's all I can think about during portions of this. Even the Kingston and Danielson match, I'm like, how did we fumble CM Punk? Like, this is the same match and the same story. He gave you the blueprint for some of this stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, it really hurts. And I saw he put a tribute up to Sting that morning too. So cool Punk to do that as well.
Yes.
It was well done. Sting went in, handled his business like you said, and he did great. They put him through the table. He no-sold it. That's 80s wrestling classic. Pounds on the chest. Mm-hmm. And when I didn't think anything else was going to happen, Scorpion Death drop into the coffin drop into the Scorpion Deathlock.
Amazing.
And I was like, is he going to tap? And as soon as I saw the tap, I was like, that's crazy. Tony Khan paid for the Metallica theme for him and his sons to walk down. Goosebumps right now. Mm-hmm. So you guys know. Amazing. Tony Khan did this right. This is how he should have been treated in WWE when he came back for that WrestleMania 31 match. Tony Khan, salute to you. You have done tributes and things the right way.
One thing you got to give Tony Khan is he understands the history of this business.
He does. Chat, Sean, I'm going to go with what people thought. But, Sean, I want you to think about final score for this overall show for me.
Oh, man. You ready? I'll give it to you when you're ready. But let's read some comments first.
Quills, Sting and Darby Allin, 10 out of 10. Deserves a 10 out of 10 for this performance Stinger gets. He was practically invincible, overcoming the Young Bucks offense and Darby insane. I was more worried when he was all alone for a second there. Sting's son, Buff, looking like British Bulldog, he said.
A little bit.
Taker versus Sting cinematic match. Darby directing. Take my money. I think they missed the boat.
Yeah.
They had it at 27 and they didn't do it. Why was the Young Bucks looking like pieces on a checkerboard? King me. Blake Up's excited.
They look like bishops. I get it.
Blake Jessup says WWE 2K24 tonight. Let's go. Good for you.
I will have it in my possession, Blake. It's already downloaded, but I got to be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning. I can't do it.
I'm going to show y'all the screenshot when I see Sean on at like 12:15. I'm like, yeah, he didn't go to bed, Joe.
It's just me, Oos.
He could be like, man, they moved their hands and everything. Just like it. You know what? Speaking of the video game and Sting and everything, I really hope that Sting gets to be in both video games moving forward. Like, let the legends get that money from both sides. Let them double dip the chip.
Yes, sir.
That music hit and I got chills. I would love to see Sting's kids be in WWE. I don't know if they want to wrestle. They did good, though.
They did.
Sting's last match, 10. Sting and Taker with the streak on the line was the biggest missed opportunity. WrestleMania 27 was right there.
Good point, Vinny.
If you could have only got the Man Called Sting intro music, I think that's owned by WWE. Drew McIntyre doing the best heel work. TK does tributes right. WWE didn't tweet about Sting and treat people like how they treat the Hart Foundation after the screw job. Yeah, that sucked. Sean, let's go to you, man. What did you think of the show, though? Overall grade.
All Out last year, I gave it like a 5. All In.
Me and you were like, that's rare that we hated that show. Like we were like, I won't say hated. I thought it was okay. Everyone was acting like it was the best thing since bread was invented. I'm like, take it easy.
It was bad. All In, supposedly the greatest pay-per-view in AEW history. I gave it a 7.5. Revolution last night was a 9.5. That show was outstanding. And I'm going to go, and I'm not going to just leave it very open and blank like that. I'm going to be very specific about the reason why. I didn't like the 8-person scramble. But other than that, FTR versus BCC knocked it out the park. Eddie Kingston versus Bryan knocked it out the park. The women's match, very good. The AEW World Title match, outstanding. Sting's retirement match, outstanding. AEW was incredible last night. Incredible. 9.5.
Bro, I'm rocking with you on that one. We were debating between A+ and A, like which one deserves it more. It's that pesky 8-man all-star match, so that you're like, I don't know if I give this to A+.
Yeah, exactly.
But definitely the A, man. And I feel like I want to give it the A+ just because of the Sting stuff. The Sting.
Yeah, I mean, bumping it up. Well, I wouldn't be mad at you for that.
So it's arguable. You know what? I'm gonna rock with Sean, and we're gonna go 9.5. It was an amazing pay-per-view. This might be the pay-per-view of the year. Yep. When we're going back at the end of the year looking at all this stuff. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was fun. And I'm just going to lead right into the next topic. We're just going to pay tribute to Sting for the rest of the time here.
Yeah, as we should. Everybody knows that Conrad and I are in our 30s, which gives us a really unique perspective of WWE and WCW and all wrestling in general from our perspective, because we were there for the early days, the Federation era, the old NWA era toward its tail end, obviously through the new generation, Attitude, and so forth and so on. One thing about professional wrestling is that you have to appreciate your heroes and appreciate the guys who really paved the way. And as much as I was a Hogan guy, clearly not a Hogan guy anymore, but as much as I was a Hogan guy as a youth, and as much as I have been and will always be a Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels fan, and I continue to say he's the greatest wrestler to ever live, there are certain guys that separate themselves for one reason and one reason only. It's because they were amazing, but also the biggest reason is because of loyalty. And there are no two more loyal wrestlers in the history of the business than The Undertaker and Sting. The Undertaker to World Wrestling Entertainment and Sting to World Championship Wrestling / the National Wrestling Alliance. From being a young, in his 20s kid going 45 minutes with Ric Flair in 1988, all the way through last night, one of my favorite moments is him joining NWO Wolfpack. One of my favorite moments, looking back at it on tape delay, of course, is him winning his first world title at the Great American Bash in 1990. One of my greatest moments I've ever seen in professional wrestling history is when he actually came out to save Dolph Ziggler at the Survivor Series in 2014. Was that run the greatest run of his career? No, it wasn't. But that feeling of seeing him show up in WWE television, the storyline, the match didn't live up to the hype, but the storyline between him and Hollywood Hogan in 1997, Sting, and I've seen people talk about it in the chat, and I'm going to answer the question. Is Sting one of the greatest of all time? That's a no-brainer. If you're somewhere in the top 10, you're one of the greatest to ever live in this industry. And for all his contributions and for everything he's done in this industry, I would put Sting, and I'm going to put myself out on a limb right now. I'm going to say that I would put Sting at being the 8th greatest professional wrestler to ever put on a pair of tights. He is number 8 on my list. And the list above him is just too hard to change, which is the reason why I put him at number 8. But Sting is amazing. Steve, I believe his name is Steve Borden. Steve Borden. Steve Borden, I love you for what you've done for this industry that I love. Thank you for everything you've contributed. God willing, one day you might see this. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for putting WCW on the map along with Ric Flair. Thank you for swallowing your pride and going to WWE when they didn't deserve you. Yes, I'm saying it, when they didn't deserve you. And thank you for what you did in TNA. Thank you for giving us an alternative in the 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 range because of WWE having a stranglehold on professional wrestling and TNA being pretty much the only alternative in the United States. So thank you for coming back from a catastrophic neck and back injury. When you faced Seth Rollins for the WWE title and people thought you might never wrestle again. And then you appear in AEW. And you not only wrestle, but you wrestle well, and you jump off of scoreboards and jump off of ladders and land through tables and win tag team titles and put Darby Allin on the map. He's just outstanding. Sting is the 2nd greatest professional wrestler in the history of WCW. He is 2nd or 3rd probably greatest, maybe even number 1 greatest professional wrestler in the history of TNA. And he is unarguably, in my opinion, one of the greatest of all time. He cracks my top 10 at number 8 for the greatest professional wrestler to ever live. That's my take.
I'm going to agree with a lot of what you said. I think you could argue Sting is in the top 10 for top 10 wrestlers of all time if you wanted to go into that to answer Vinny's question. He's not as popular and influential, but think about what Sting did for, even if you're a WWE fan and you like to use that everything's rinky dink if it ain't WWE, how did he last so long? How was he able to do it? Realtor Steve looked like he living large. All right. He made good money. He did what he had to do. They were worried about that Flair and Sting match. Those were the matches that they were like, yeah, you better not show that on TV or you're not getting WrestleMania. They were worried about them. You put Sting as number 2, Sean. So I know someone asked the Mount Rushmore. I want to change that one day to something else, a top 4. But top 4 WCW wrestlers right now.
Are you asking me?
Mm-hmm. We got to ask that. My guy Will Gamble.
I said number 2. There's not a person alive that would not know who number 1 is, right? So yeah. I'm going Ric Flair. I'm going Sting. I'm gonna go. This is hard for me. This is very, very hard for me. But I'm gonna go Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And this is kind of difficult.
We're just talking wrestling ability, bro.
Okay,
I know why.
that's tough for me, but yes, I'll go Hollywood Hogan at number 3. It's hard for me for obvious reasons, but I'll go Hollywood Hogan at number 3. And how about this? I'll go the combined unit of the New World Order at number 4.
Interesting. Not bad. I might try to find a way to see. Goldberg was only there for 2 years, if you really think about it.
Goldberg will never make my top 10 anything.
He had a good impact, though. Like, as much as I don't want to think that way,
right?
Like, for me, Rey Mysterio was my guy, but I can't put him above other people on that list, man. I love Guy Will Gamble say he's got to stop trusting the Horseman. Yo, Sting got played so many times by them.
He did. Sting, how many times are you going to trust the Horseman before you learn?
It hurt when he teamed with Flair against Pillman and Anderson, and then they jumped him, and I'm like, come on, Sting.
I'm surprised Flair didn't turn on him last night.
No, they couldn't do it at that time. Here comes Derek. It's Sting.
Yeah, my guy Derek, I feel you. That's obviously Tony Schiavone's biggest call. But Conrad, talk to me, man. How do you feel about my Mount Rushmore of WCW, and give us your own?
I think NWO was a little sly to get in there. I'm just trying to think of who.
I mean, I could come up with a singular guy. I you know what? That's probably fair. NWO is a little bit of a cop out, right? All right, so I'm gonna go Flair. I'm gonna go Sting. I'm gonna go Hollywood Hogan, and I'll go Ricky Steamboat.
The Dragon. That's a good one too.
Right.
Man, it's that 4th spot. I agree with you on the first 3. I'm just trying to figure out who goes in, because I kind of want to put Goldberg, because no matter what, that short impact, he did great. Part of me even wants to bring up Lex Luger a little bit. Luger was always
true.
WCW to the fullest.
True. Honorary mention to Booker T, by the way.
Booker T, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I even thought Scott Steiner for a second. You could argue him, I think, too. I'm going to go Goldberg. I'll say Goldberg just out of respect for what he did in that short amount of time.
Okay.
But you weren't wrong for NWO either, because without them, who knows what would have happened with that.
But it was a little bit of a cop-out, bro.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Sting joining NWO Wolfpack. Hey, it's what it is. I'll tell you the greatest moment for Sting, when that man told him to stop putting them steroids in that booty. That was as the Blade Runners. Cut it out, Derek. Yep. Shout out to the chat. Love you guys. Not gonna lie, if you go back and listen to the commentary, Tony Schiavone was getting on my nerves. He wouldn't lay out. Oh yeah. When he was when Sting was doing his thing.
Agreed. He does have a habit of doing that sometimes.
Yeah. He was having fun though. I can't be too mad. This is his friend of 37 years now. Like, it's what it is. Sting was the franchise of WCW. He was Mr. Slammiversary. Yeah, his TNA runs were crazy.
Look. We got a couple more minutes. Let's do a Mount Rushmore of TNA, because I think that's a really interesting one.
TNA is hard because
not hard for me, bro. Not hard for me. I got it ready to go.
Who you got?
I mean, I'm gonna give myself a break and say no particular order. Okay, I'm gonna give myself a break. But I'm gonna say Sting. I'm gonna say AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and Kurt Angle.
It's hard not to put Jeff in there because he's the founder.
And
that's
I respect Jeff, but I wouldn't put him as top 4.
I wouldn't either, just because he booked it himself. So yeah, give me Kurt Angle, give me Sting, AJ Styles, and
I said Joe, so maybe you'll differ on that one.
Nah, I gotta go Joe. Daniels is my, like, I wish he would have got more respect. Christopher Daniels deserved more respect than he ever got.
So we agree. We agree on TNA.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of people do. Some people said Christian. Christian, I wish he would have stuck around.
Yeah,
Bonnie Brown's another slept on one.
Yeah, that's facts. Even R-Truth.
Ron Killings, yes. He was a great champ, too. Level, I took all my honorable mentions away as I was typing. Hey, sorry. That's how we do it. Oh, Matt Lopez comes in. He says, my Mount Rushmore, Sting, Hogan, Flair, Vader. That's what I wanted to bring up here.
Vader time.
This Sting right here, bro. If you guys want great Sting matches to go out of your way to try to find, you can go try to find his UWF stuff with him and like Rick Steiner as the tag champs. you go find that stuff too. I love his wrestling matches with Muta from 1989. Go find that Starrcade. Really, really good stuff. Leading up and building up to all of those matches. Sting versus Vader in the King of Cable match. The strap match that they had, fantastic. Anything from Sting 92, that is peak Sting to me. Cactus Jack and him at Beach Blast, Mick Foley's best match till you get to the Hell in a Cell match.
Sting and Ravishing Rick Rude.
Sting ended Rick Rude's career technically.
Yes, he did.
He did a dive to the outside. Rude caught him, but they forgot that the stage in Japan's on a rise, and that's what hurt Rick Rude's back.
And do you know a little fun fact? That it wasn't Sting's fault. It was an accident. But that ruined an opportunity, guys, for Ravishing Rick. Do you guys know that Ravishing Rick Rude in 1994 was on the verge of becoming a babyface, Conrad? In 1994, Ravishing Rick Rude was this close to being a babyface. He was going to turn on Big Van Vader and defend the title against Vader at Slamboree, but because of the back injury with Sting, it never happened. Imagine Ravishing Rick. Guys in the chat, could you imagine Ravishing Rick Rude as a babyface? I'm not going to lie. I might have signed up for that.
I would definitely have been interested to see what they did there.
As a matter of fact, you can find from 1994, you can find some babyface Rick Rude promos leading up to the Vader match that never happened.
Yeah. Lex Luger, speaking of him, Sting and Luger, great matches with the Steiner brothers. Super Brawl 91.
Yep.
Really good stuff.
Some people think Luger's overrated. But I think he was an all-time great in WCW.
I think Luger and Sting were great, like if they both faced Flair separately, but then when you tried to put Luger and Sting together, it didn't work ever.
Right.
Because they needed someone to lead the way.
Right.
They were great followers in the ring. E says Pee-wee, yes, he was in there. We got robbed of babyface Rude. Rick Rude is a babyface. I'd be intrigued.
Conrad, we were this close to babyface Ravishing Rick Rude.
Listen, me and Sean gonna have to do some classic shows. I didn't know y'all were really into this, man. Dustin Rhodes, Barry Windham's one of my favorites too. A lot of people don't know that. Barry Windham should have been world champ many times over.
He won it a couple. He won it once, I think. He's simply ravishing. Ow!
That's my joint. And by the way, dear WWE, get Rick Rude's theme rights.
Please, either one, either the WCW one or the real WWE one. The one that's on the network right now makes me sick.
Yeah, and I got some more highlights of Sting. You brought the NWO. I know the Hogan thing sucked, but this was one of the best builds at the time.
Yes.
Everybody wanted to see Sting, NWO, the beatdowns, and everything else that had happened. Sting finally gets to be the world champ. I hated the heel stuff that they did under Russo. It made no sense.
It made no sense. Right. I agree.
For the month that they did it. Wolfpack Sting.
Oh, yes.
Wolfpack was the coolest group around when I was a kid. Bro, Powerhouse Hobbs and all the wrestlers came out on the stage after the show was over. He had the Wolfpack shirt on. I was just like, where's BJ? And Sting used to come out with the little ears doing all that. And yeah. They were cool, man. Those were the coolest cats. I don't know about Luger being cool, but Conan, Hall, Nash, Sting, and all, they were cool, man.
Luger was cool by association, but he never really was cool on it, like
on his own accord.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you're cool with them, so I guess you're cool.
Yeah. Sting in TNA, he had multiple runs in there. He was the NWA champ. He got to be the TNA world champ. He held all the different belts. He did his thing, man.
He did.
You mentioned he went to WWE. He was there. He was putting on.
Putting on for a city, man. Putting on for a city.
And he put Darby Allin over. No matter what people say, Sting is an all-time great.
Darby Allin will be world heavyweight champion because of Sting. You heard it here first.
I believe it. We got the total package over Lex Luger. Cut it out, E. Cut it out. Come on now.
Well, he had Elizabeth, God rest her soul. He had Elizabeth, so.
He did.
Can I ask y'all a question? Why is it that WCW was able to repackage all the WWE people and make it work, at least for some amount of time. But yet in 2024, we kind of shun people away from AEW doing it.
Say that one more time.
In WCW, even if it was for a short amount of time, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, they were able to take old WCW guys, repackage them or revamp them and make them successful again and give them a fresh coat of paint and have them do another successful run. But it seems like people are shunning away from that logic when it comes to AEW in 2024.
Ownership. They want to own whatever the gimmick is, depending on the company. Back in the day, you were paying to see Ravishing Rick Rude. I know who I want to see. I'm paying to see Rick Rude. Now it's, WWE owns Ravishing Rick Rude, so now you're going to be Robert Rude, and you're going to come out and have this money man gimmick, and they just change it.
No, you make a lot of sense. I feel you.
It's just business garbage, but I think at the end of the day, you know who you're paying for.
Yes,
Main Event Mafia Sting was underrated. That's what used to come out like Realtor Steve, I always call it, with just the sunglasses on. How you doing? Here to buy a house? Yeah, I got you.
I love it.
Filthy Animals, I love it. Wolfpack's theme is in 2K24 for one of the Bray Wyatt matches. Yes.
That's what's up.
Surfer Sting.
What favorite version of Sting? Everybody knows that it's the man called Sting, but I like the music even before that. Yeah.
That's how you know I'm old.
Yeah, both of us, bro.
Hey, listen, Steve Borden, it's been a heck of a career. You will be missed, but you did what you had to do. You don't need to get back in the ring. Do all of the signings you want. Do whatever you want outside of the ring. Come back and do a segment if you want. But you don't have to get in the ring anymore. You've done more than you've ever needed to for the fans, and we appreciate you for that.
We do. I mean, it's another piece of our childhood going away. But you know what? With all the tragedy in pro wrestling, we've lost a lot of people this year, last year as well. It's good to see. We're kind of just mourning the loss of his career, but he's still going to be, God willing, alive and well and kicking. And hopefully this is not the last we see of him. But as far as his in-ring career, he has called it a career. I respect it, and I'm going to miss him.
Same. Sean, let's take us out of here, man. I think that's a good note to end on here with Sting.
Absolutely. So with that being said, make sure you guys remember to mark your calendars each and every Wednesday night at 10:10 p.m. as Conrad and my guy Derek do their weekly AEW wrap-up show right here on the EPW Wrestling channel. Make sure you check them out. If you haven't subscribed, I can't imagine why you haven't subscribed, but make sure you do so. On April 4th, also make sure you circle your calendars. April 4th, 8:35 Eastern Standard Time. Myself, Conrad, Crystal, and others are going to be live on the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel for an amazing, I think, WrestleMania preview show, along with added twist, WrestleMania trivia. So we're going to have a little bit of fun and make sure everybody's up to snuff on their WrestleMania trivia as well. So make sure you mark your calendar, April 4th, 2024, 8:35 p.m. Go right now to Hubbard Wrestling Weekly on YouTube, subscribe, and click those notifications to make sure you're reminded of that amazing show. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Clash of the Podcast. We are 79 weeks in. Looking forward to week 80 coming up next week live right here on the EPW channel. So as always, man, for myself, Sean Hubbard of Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, for my good friend and tag team partner, Everything Pro Wrestling's founder, CEO, chief operating officer, and the whole 9 yards, the one and only Conrad Cushman. It's been a blessing, and it will continue to be a blessing right here on Everything Pro Wrestling as we celebrate pro wrestling on our show, Clash of the Podcast. God bless, be encouraged, and remember, evil never prevails. We'll talk to you next week.